Yo, what's good with y'all, man? So it's a good Thursday evening. I guess I'll try another episode of this joint. And if y'all follow me on Twitter and y'all like topics and shit, like give me topics and shit to talk about in these little, I guess, quote unquote podcasts. But so starting off though, the boy Rich the Kid has a new deal. Now, the first thing I thought about when I seen that, I laughed because it's just like he signed with Roston Records. I haven't heard about that label since Mac Miller and Wiz was a part of that. You know what I mean? If you don't know the history on that, go hit your Googles and you'll find out everything. And it's cool. I seen a video of him explaining it, and it's like, that's good. You own your masters, and you don't really get a deal. You get partnerships. But I mean, how many times this nigga did a partnership? Wasn't it QC and then 300 and then Interscope? And I thought it was Warner Music or Atlantic, whatever the case may be. And now with this, so it's just like, bro, just keep switching and switching and switching labels. You know what I mean? But how many hit records do he really got? I think the Plug Walk joint was like one of the biggest records he had. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, Rich the Kid, nothing really works out for this nigga. You know what I mean? He started the little beef shit with Uzi. We seen how that ended. You know, he had a couple robberies. You know what I mean? A couple failed attempts to pay for purchases and things of that nature. And I don't know. I just think it's like over for his wave. You know what I mean? I respect his hustle. That's what's up. You know what I mean? But he's just so arrogant the way he says shit. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm richer than these niggas. These niggas ain't got money like me. I'm driving down the highway in a Maybach and all this goofy ass shit he's saying. It's just like, bro, that's cool and all, but niggas is out here thriving with music. They got hit records, they getting platinum records and all this shit, you know what I mean? Streaming numbers and all that. And it's just like, bro, when was the last song that you heard from Rich the Kid that you thought was cool as fuck? His albums come out, they don't do no numbers. They flop hard in the motherfuckers. So I'm just not understanding what is the appeal of him when labels look at him and want to do a partnership with him. You know what I mean? His artist that he had, you know what I mean? That shit failed. And it's just really nothing that really shows me that Rich the Kid is really a prominent artist out there. You know what I mean? Like, who's really checking for him? That whole class of people is the way academics said, they kind of fell off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all those niggas that was talking all the street shit and all that, when real niggas came in the game, they kind of, that clout rap shit, like Axe said, it's kind of over with. You know what I mean? So ain't nobody really checking for Rich the Kid. I don't really give a shit. I just thought it was hilarious that he said he signed to Rostrum Records, and it's just like, damn, nigga, even Wiz dipped from that shit, and I think he went to Atlantic or something like that. I mean, that's cool. It's an independent label. That's what's up. But I don't know. I guess, you know what I mean? And if it works for him, it works for him. But I really don't see nobody really checking for Rich the Kid music like that. Yeah, so that's that. Other news, Arab got 45 years in prison. That's crazy. You know what I mean? If you don't know the story, go look it up. But that's some wasted talent right there, bro. Really can rap. He was doing his thing. A couple of notable beefs he got into. The biggest one was the Meek Mill situation, and other things like that. But I just thought, bro, just always had his foot, one in the streets, you know what I mean, and one in the music industry. He just never took music too serious, you know what I mean? A couple deals that I guess landed but didn't land right, you know what I mean? And the interviews did him in, you know what I mean? As Vlad would say, I don't force people to talk, they just talk, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's just like, bro, when you shoot the interview, you can edit certain shit out, and niggas just choose not to edit certain shit out for clout, whatever reason, and that's what they do. So, yeah, man, sad case though. 45 years is a long time, you know what I mean? And damn, that's just pretty nuts. But as far as music dropping tonight, I think we got Slime Language 2. I don't know who the fuck was waiting on that. I thought he was doing a solo album. Thug was supposed to do a solo album, but I guess he's doing a Slime Language 2. I don't even remember the first one. I think the first one people wasn't really fucking with, so now he doing another one, which is cool. I think Drake's supposedly supposed to be on it. I think a Uzi feature is on there. And he got hella artists, though. I seen like the little trailer joint. I'm like, who the fuck is all these artists? I probably never heard of none of them, other than the people that he put out, Gunna, Lil Keed, his girl, and that's pretty much it. But I'm like, this remind me of J. Cole when he did the Dreamville thing. And I said it then, eventually people going to start to see that and they going to start to emulate that. And Thug, I think, is the first person to really do that. I haven't seen anybody else do nothing like that. You know what I mean? Not saying Thug biting, but it's just like what J. Cole did with bringing all these different artists together, notably his artists and all these different producers and things like that. Not saying Thug is doing the same thing, but I just look at the little trailer, I was just like, well, wow, okay, you really trying to pitch your artist on and everything like that, but you can't force that on nobody, you know what I mean? If people don't discover the artist and they don't listen to music, it is what it is, because most people probably gonna tune in for maybe you, the Drake feature, Uzi, Gunna, you know what I mean, and possibly Lil Baby and other features like that. But as far as a new artist, if people don't really know them, people ain't checking for new artists like that, you know what I mean? They'll say they are, but I doubt it. So that drops tonight. Conway, new project dropped tonight. A lot of people on Twitter be going back and forth on why that shit trash. The features or whatever the case may be. They keep saying that him and Benny got some type of problem. I did hear the song with him, Luda, and Jid. Jid versus Crazy. And I wasn't feeling the production, but Jid kind of did what he did. I didn't hear Luda verse. Conway verse was cool, but it's just like, I'm used to him being on them darker type beats. And the Griselda team is still going for that mainstream sound, and it just doesn't work. It's just like, where's Derringer? I looked at the track list. Derringer got one credit on there for a beat. And it's like, yo, how does he feel about that? Like, y'all don't even fuck with the nigga that really made y'all sound and made y'all really get on. You know what I mean? All that commercial shit, and it's the same features, except I think Conway put more of his people on his project. I did see 2 Chainz on there, and I'm like, okay, that song is not going to be harder than that Benny and 2 Chainz song. That's my shit. I'm still playing that to this day. That shit is just hard, bro. Like, that shit is just crazy. But, Conway kind of being quiet. I've seen a lot of his Instagram lives where he previewed new music. He got some joints that's fire, though, and I don't know if that's going to be on this joint, but I definitely know he got some heat. He got this one commercial-ass beat, the way he rhyming with the new type rapper type flow. That shit was insane. I'm like, what the fuck is this? When Benny did it with the 2 Chainz record, I was just like, that shit hard. And then I see Conway do it. I'm like, okay, Conway can kind of do something. But I think the more fans that grew up or started listening to them, it's more of the underground sound that they love. You know what I mean? The grittiness of it. All this polished, commercialized shit. A lot of fans ain't fucking with it. They're not feeling it. You could be saying the illest shit, but niggas just ain't feeling that shit. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, I guess I'll check that out. You know what I mean? But other than that, I ain't really seen too much music that's supposed to drop today. Dirk is on his rounds with his features. And me personally, I feel like if bro don't slow down with all them features, his sound is going to get oversaturated and people going to get tired of that shit. Because it's like when you work with certain artists, that makes sense. Now, I done seen this nigga do a joint with fucking Megan Thee Stallion. I just seen a clip of him working with Chris Brown. That song sound cool, and it was somebody else that I seen. I'm like, damn, he doing his numbers and getting his paper. That's cool, but don't oversaturate your sound, because at the end of the day, that shit gonna get tiresome. And if you can't reinvent yourself, people not gonna be fucking with it. So he on a good run now. All respects to Dirk. That's what's up. Like, he doing his thing. You know what I mean? But it's just like he probably want to slow down on the features, because it's just like, just don't do records with anybody just to get out there, because it's just like, okay, who needs the song more? Do the artist need you really on their record? Because I feel like Dirk don't really need to work with some of these people. It's just him being in the industry and doing what he's doing and get his second win or whatever the case may be. But why the fuck do you need to work with Megan Thee Stallion? You don't have to work with her. She needs you more than you need her. And that's the thing that I think Dirk got to start sitting back and looking at, like, what do I really gain from working with this artist? Not being that you stuck up or, you conceited or whatever the case may be, but it's just like, you helping them. Now, would they do the same when you kind of drop a tear or two? You know what I'm saying? Would they come, try to hook up with you and do some music with you? You got to look at shit like that. You know what I mean? But I guess the industry is more about money, just getting that bag, and that's cool. But don't oversaturate yourself. See, that's why I didn't feel him when he said he the Jay-Z of Chicago, because Jay-Z don't work with everybody. You feel me? So that's why I didn't jump on that bandwagon. Everybody jumped on like, oh, he's a Jay-Z of Chicago. No, the fuck he not. How many artists you think that we would love to see Jay-Z with? But he don't really fuck with a lot of niggas. And we see that. To this day, he still don't. So when you say the Jay-Z of Chicago, nah, not really, nigga, because Jay-Z ain't work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't gonna benefit or help him, what the fuck he doing it for? It gotta make sense. A lot of these features that he doing, some make sense. The street part of it, it makes sense. All that other mainstream Billboard type shit, it don't really make sense. The Drake shit made sense, though, because you earned that. You know what I mean? Even though we know how Drake get down when he see a motherfucker coming up and it get hot, then he fuck with him. But at the end of the day, a lot of these features that he doing, it ain't making no sense. Because it's just like, okay, with Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of people don't really fuck with her. I don't, but I'll listen to the song just to hear Dirk verse, turn the song off, skip right to his verse, hear what he got to say, and dip. You know what I mean? Sure, they'll say, oh, it's still streaming the song, but at the end of the day, I didn't hear what the fuck she said. You know what I mean? The Chris Brown record, I definitely check out because that's hard. I think that's dope. But other than that, I feel like Dirk needs to slow that shit down. As far as anything else, Snowfall, crazy episode. You know what I'm saying? Man Boy is gone, Khadijah gone. It's like, damn. I like the Man Boy though. I'm not gonna lie though. He was smooth though, the way he did shit. You know what I mean? And like Franklin said, you was always smart, but you wasn't that smart or whatever he said. And then when he off the nigga, he's like, nigga never shut the fuck up. True indeed. But Man Boy, I was like, damn, nigga, I didn't expect that shit to go the way it did. Now, the shit with Khadijah was kind of smart. You feel me? The way they used the shooters to set her up, and then Jerome just offed her ass. You dig? And it was just like, oh, I'll triple it. And Frank was like, nah, basically, you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he got money out the ass. You feel me? And at the end of the day, they just hired guns. You know what I mean? They ain't stupid. They know money is long. He got long money. You know, he was smart. And he made Jerome wait. He took a beating, which I didn't see that coming, but he took a beating. And it made sense. It was just like, well, why are you doing it? Basically, it's just because when your wife and your sister asked, what did I do? I tried everything. You feel me? And that made sense. And he got his revenge or whatever the case may be. And the way that reporter bitch, we knew she was out of here. Because I'm like, why is this nigga acting like that? Like, I thought he put something in the drink, which I think he did because ain't no way that she got that hammered when she was sitting there already drinking and he gave her a drink. But they didn't show him putting nothing in the drink. You know what I'm saying? The bitch got drunk, crashed, and he killed her. But we knew that was coming. That was smart. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, now Franklin dead. I'm going to go ahead and say I feel like Franklin going to be the one to take his dad out. Because he took out the bitch dad, and the bitch ended up shooting him, which I don't know where the fuck she dipped off and went. You know what I mean? They just wrote her off the show. But I feel like more or less it got to be Franklin to do it, or it got to be Franklin mom that do it. Because if the fucking CIA nigga do it, it's just like, you know what I mean? I feel like he'll see that coming. But I feel like more or less it got to be somebody that can get up on him and do it. And I'm going to say the sister, you know what I mean? Jerome's sister, which is Franklin's mom, which is his wife. That would make more sense. You know what I mean? Franklin doing it is just like, okay, I can see it happening, but at the end of the day, it won't really be so much emotion attached to it if the wife do it. Now that sends a message. Because basically what he did, he put all them in danger. You feel me? So I feel the wife should do that. So that's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Waiting for that season finale. And yeah, I don't know. This season just seemed like it went by so goddamn fast though. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, this season feel like it just came and it's over with now. You feel me? But they did sign on for a 5th season, so that's cool. Other than that, Queen of the South is back, but I mean, it's cool so far. It's a show on the USA Network, you know what I mean? It's kind of slow, whatever the case may be, but it's picking up, you know what I mean? The second episode is kind of lit. You know, I didn't see one Mexican dude got the little white chick pregnant, so I was just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And I'm getting into it. I don't think I'm gonna have to watch it over from the beginning, but other than that, I mean, yeah, man, shit is just kind of crazy, you know? Drake still ain't dropped his fucking album, which is, I don't understand that, you know what I mean? I feel like the big 3 is supposed to drop something this summer. That'll be cool. Nicki, Wayne, and Drake. You know, I feel like they were probably waiting for that or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, what else in music? Cardi B still trying to, you know, get under Nicki's skin. And she's a fucking fan. That bitch is a fan for real, bro. She knows she loved Nicki Minaj. She wish she probably never did what she did to get under her skin. But that bitch is a fan. That shit is crazy. I seen her little shoe ad she did looking like Chung Lee and all that, stealing from Nicki. This bitch is bogus as fuck. I still don't know why black women support her when she dissed y'all. Like, she totally dissed y'all. You know what I mean? Bitch was on interviews talking about she don't give a fuck. She'll talk about your kids. She'll talk about your dad, family members, on all this bullshit. You know, y'all still support her and everything like that. Shit is crazy. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it. I don't really got too much to talk about. I don't know. I ain't really been listening to no music like that lately. Ain't really nothing really crossed my path to where it's like, oh shit, it's insane. You know what I mean? As far as CDs and movies and shit like that. It's been kind of slow this year, but other than that, man, yeah, y'all give me topics to talk about and shit. I don't really like the gossip and, you know, the chatty patty shit, but sometimes I'll be getting so overwhelmed with so much shit, and the way I talk, I don't want to offend nobody, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, hey, sometimes you need a little help. And shout out Act though. Act got a podcast coming, so that's cool. He grinded all the way up, and that's hella good. I'm proud of that nigga, man. That nigga came from making War and Chirac videos, so he about to do a podcast. And the way he gonna do it, it's not gonna be a typical podcast from what he's saying. But I do want to know the people that's gonna be a part of it, because he said we know them like that. You know what I mean? They kind of popping, and I feel like he went to Spotify. You know what I mean? Because he said it was two companies that was fucking with him, but one was on some bullshit and the other one wasn't. I'm going to say it's Spotify. I could see him doing something like that. You dig? But yeah, man, shout out to Act. That nigga really be doing what he be doing, and you know what I mean? It's dope. You know, YouTube, Instagram shit. He got his little Twitch stream, you know what I mean? His chat niggas and all that. That's what's up, man. He definitely did his thing. And he broke down the story of Complex and Joe Budden and all that. And I was just like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Even Charlamagne, you know what I mean? And when he wanted Act to do a podcast, he really feeling it. And Joe came with an idea and he still wasn't feeling it. But now, you know, he doing what he doing. Making his money and shit like that. So that's cool. I'm proud of that nigga, man. You gotta look at all the niggas from the gate that done dissed this nigga in songs and all type of shit. And a lot of them motherfuckers ain't even around no more. Act still here. So you gotta salute that nigga, man. And a lot of YouTube niggas done try to come up off what he started. You know what I mean? We've seen it. You know, it's only one person I feel like got close, you know, as far as the following. You know what I mean? And they had their words or whatever. But you know what I mean? I'm proud of Act. He doing what he doing. But that's pretty much it for this episode of the podcast, I guess. There ain't really too much going on. But yeah, I'm going to try to take this shit easy and take it light. You know what I mean? When I see certain shit I want to talk about, I'm going to jot it down or whatever. So I, like, not notes, but just an outline or something so I can have more of a conversation about things instead of just speeding through shit, you dig? But I don't want to take this shit and take it too long, because a lot of people don't have the patience to actually listen to long content. They're like short, straight to the point content, you dig? So like I said, y'all give me, you know, hit me up on Twitter if you got, you know, ideas or you see topics and shit like that you probably want me to talk about. I probably won't if I ain't really want to talk about it, because like I said, if I don't care about it, I'm not talking about it. But just certain things that got to do with music, maybe entertainment, you know what I mean? I really don't fuck with sports like that, you dig? So, you know, y'all know what it is. If you've been following me, you know what it is, you dig? But other than that, I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay out the way. Stay away from the haters. Get your money legally, not illegally. You know what I mean? Just be happy at the end of the day. One.